Okay, let's talk about your niche and if you should have a niche, what is a niche, why you should or shouldn't pick a niche, and all the nitty-gritty. So when it comes to a niche, I think that the first thing is I think you should have a niche. And there's pros and cons to having a niche. When you have a niche, people know what they're getting when they come to your account, when they come to your page. Okay, so once they see your name and your profile picture pop up on their screen, they already have an idea of what you're getting ready to say. So if they relate to you, they're gonna stick by and, listen to what you have to say, because if they're following you and they like the content that you're putting out and they like the subject that you're usually talking about, they're going to go ahead and listen to what you're saying because they're used to your face and you have built a rapport of being consistent with this one type of content. So whether that be fitness, whether that be lifestyle, whether that be stuff about motherhood, cooking, food, travel, whatever it is, people know that 9 times out of 10, once they see your face pop up on their screen or once they see your handle, your name pop up on their screen, they kind of know what they're getting. That's the plus side of having a niche. The negative side about having a niche is if you're kind of very diverse and you like to talk about a lot of different things, sometimes it can feel like you're trapped in just sticking to one subject and you might want to venture off. The thing is with that is people don't know what to expect when they come to your page, or your page can just kind of be all over the place. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because some people make that work for them. Especially when they're doing lifestyle. If you're doing lifestyle, you're doing like literally a little bit of everything. You're showing you at the gym, you're showing you traveling, you're giving food reviews, you're doing all types of stuff. So you kind of just have to decide if you're going to niche down or not, because if you niche down, you want to kind of stick to the subjects that you're usually talking about. For me, I have fell into talking about the Leo zodiac sign, so that's kind of my niche at the moment. I'm kind of just in that ball game, but I still make content about other things. But if you do more of lifestyle, or you have a lot of different subjects that you talk about, you want to make sure you are a personality and somebody that some people want to hang out with. Like when people see you, they get excited because not just because of the content, but because of your energy. You might be funny, you might be educational, charismatic, and they're not there just for what you're talking about, but they're there for your personality. And it's kind of like having a good friend, like that one friend that's always on side quests. You love them and you love their side quests, but you're there for their personality, for their smile, for their laugh, for their jokes. Okay, so if you don't want to niche down, you just got to come with all your personality and be who you are authentically off top. So if you're more on the chill side and you just like to really help people in all different areas of life, be chill and be very educational and be informative to people. But if you're on the fun side and you like to just be dibbling and dabbling and all types of stuff, be expressive, be fun, be crazy, and let your personality shine that way, especially if you don't want to niche down, because people will remember your personality and how you make them feel. They know that they're going to get a good laugh from you, even though they might not even be able to relate to what you're talking about. Have you ever been in the comment section of a video and somebody will say something to the effect of I don't even have a air conditioner, but I stayed to watch the whole video because your voice was so soothing. Just stuff like that. Like somebody might be doing repairs on a air conditioner and their personality is what kept the person watching the video, not necessarily the fact that that person needed to know how to fix an air conditioner. That's just a random example. But when you are doing lifestyle, or you are kind of just doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, there's going to be certain things that people like about your content. And pay attention to the comments of the things that people like or don't like about your content. Not saying that what someone likes should 100% determine what content you do. and what somebody doesn't like should 100% determine what you don't do. But it is important to listen to the feedback that you're getting from people that are following you and from people that are engaging with your content, because it gives you tips on how to show up a little bit better. And there's nothing wrong with taking constructive criticism, or whatever, taking constructive criticism. But on the other side of that, how do you pick a niche, especially when you like so many things? I would say a couple of things that I feel like you have to consider when you want to pick a niche, if you're going to niche down, is your availability to make content. So you have to decide, like, am I trying to be a full-time content creator, or am I just trying to make videos every once in a while? And how am I going to work that into my schedule? So if you're trying to be a full-time content creator, but you're also working full-time, and you're a mom, and you're this, and you're in the church, and you're doing all these things, then you have to make content that you can do on the go with minimum editing and kind of stuff that you're just putting out there. Okay, so the less time you have to edit and schedule your content, your niche should reflect that. Okay, your niche should not be you traveling to 60 countries in a year if you don't have the time. Is there 60 countries? Sometimes you say something and then you get to thinking, like, y'all, I am demographically challenged. I am challenged when it comes to knowing about traveling and geography and all those things. So don't judge me. There might be 60 countries. I genuinely don't fucking know. But if your niche is to do videos of 60 different countries in 2 years, let's say, but you work full time, you barely get any time to yourself, like, that's not gonna, the niche has to make sense. Okay, the niche has to make sense for the time you're gonna commit to it, and the lifestyle you're living, or the lifestyle that you're shooting for. So if you're making content about luxury items, but you don't really have the money to spend on those luxury items right now, you're gonna either have to get real good at saving money and getting luxury items and like going crazy with like showcasing them, or you're gonna have to get brands to give you luxury items so that you can showcase them. But you just have to think about all the work that when you think about where you want to niche, think about all the things that you want to put out, what kind of content you want to put out, how often you want to put out content, and then ask yourself, is this realistic for me? Or can I change something in my schedule to make this work? What can I sacrifice to make this work? Because your niche might be a really good fit for something that you're knowledgeable in. Let's just say fitness. Fitness was one of those things that I started out with when I first was on social media doing content. But then I didn't really like making like just workout videos of me working out. That wasn't what I liked. So I started making like funny type of videos or like little skits, but like it would just be one clip of me doing a workout and then I'll put some words over top of it, or I will have like a funny audio over the clip. So you have to like kind of think about it, but at the same time, all the time that you're processing all of these things, nothing can prepare you or show you what it is or isn't for you like trial and error. So getting in the field, if you decide you want to do content about cooking and then you start cooking and you realize, damn, like, I don't got time to be trying to do all this editing. I don't like having to move this camera around. I don't like doing all of these da-da-da-da-das. If you decide like that's not for you, you got to learn how to pivot, because where you start might not be where you finish, and your first original idea might grow into something else. So always be willing to expand and grow and evolve your content and let it go where it naturally wants to go. So let's just say you started out with cooking content and you decided, I like to cook, but making content about cooking is not where it's at. So instead of making content about cooking, you might just do, you cook and then give someone a plate and then like let them do a review of your food and then put the recipe in the comments, something like that. Piggyback off of the things that you already wanted to do, but make it more realistic for you. Or let's just say, instead of you cooking all the time, you want to just do food reviews. You gotta make it make sense, okay? So make it make sense for you. But niching down is one of those things where you can choose to or choose not to, and there's pros and cons to both. Because the con to niching down is your target audience is your target audience, and it's kind of just given that. So like you're gonna stick to that, but at the same time you're building a community with your target audience, and that's just that. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say about niching down. For me personally, when it came to niching down, the way that I kind of niched down on doing content about like zodiac signs or the Leo zodiac sign is because like that content kind of just blew up, and it was something that I could talk about a lot, and it just made sense because I just want to get on camera and talk. I don't want to have to do a lot of editing. I don't want to have to do skits, which I can still do videos that require editing. I can still do videos that require me to set up a little skit, but I can still pump out a lot of content without having to do a lot of editing on every video or make a skit every time I want to post a video. I can just do face-to-face talking, and that is getting me far. And then sprinkle in a skit here and there, and sprinkle in a like more high quality content where I've edited and did more, did a little bit more with it. So then you get a little variety. But that's how I came across doing Leo content, because, and I say don't be scared to like dibble and dabble. Like if you just feel like I just want to do social media, I don't know why, I don't know, I want to be on social media, I just want to see what the experience is like. Do a little bit of everything. It doesn't matter. Makeup, perfume reviews, product reviews, going to the park with your kids, like cleaning your house. Do whatever you want to do. Pull that camera out and just vibe. And like I said in a previous video, make sure you have boundaries about what you post, because this is the internet, and you have to have some type of like boundaries and discipline. And you can't, sometimes something might make you feel uncomfortable posting or talking about it. So if it does, sit on that video for a little bit, because at the end of the day, this is your life. And just because you put some type of content out there and it does really well, you might not like the attention that you get. You might not like the feedback that you get from that type of video. And it might make you uncomfortable in a way. So you have to listen to that too. So you really have to, I really believe in listening to your intuition when it comes to things, like understanding what's for you and what's not. And just because you see someone else doing it, just because you see somebody shaking their butt, being okay with wearing like little two pieces at the gym, and they can do all these like little outfits while they're working out, does not mean that's going to be for you. Don't let social media push you into being something that you're not. And that was one of the challenges that I had too when I was doing workout content. I just didn't necessarily care for people to be overly obsessed with my body. Like, the compliments are nice, but it's just like, did you know I was funny? Did you know I was funny? You keep talking about my butt, you keep talking about how nice I am, but like, I'm just a different type of person. Like, I know that I look nice, but that's not the entirety of my personality, and I didn't want that to be the entirety of my content. But there was other reasons why I stopped doing fitness content too. That was just one of the reasons. So you have to listen to your intuition, because everybody is not the same, and just because somebody else is doing something doesn't mean that you should do that same thing. Just like when the girls do the cooking videos and then they're like twerking at the beginning of the videos, that might not be for you. You might do the hokey pokey at the beginning of your video because you're a cutie patootie. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to put yourself out there the way that everybody else is, and you have to be so overly confident that there is an audience out there for you. So I don't care how silly you think your content is. I don't care how saturated you think that niche is. I don't care how you feel. There is an audience for you, okay? Not everybody wants to see a half-naked girls working out, okay? Not everybody wants to see the twerking girls twerking while they are cooking the food. And I'm not trying to talk bad on them, but I know that they get a lot of interaction and a lot of, their shit be blowing up a lot of the time. But you got to ask yourself, if that's the type of attention that you want, and are you going to be able to maintain that? Or are you going to be able to keep that up? And you have to think about the long-term consequences to you posting certain type of content. So that's just me being the motherly person that I am. I'm like nurturing because I want people to shoot for their dreams, but I don't want y'all to be going into it blind and just putting yourself out there, because I don't know who's watching my videos on YouTube. You could be a 13-year-old or you could be a 50-year-old. So I want to give real advice so that, because if you're 13 and you're watching my video, don't be out here doing stuff that you know you're going to get your ass whooped by your mama if she see that content. Be respectful, be mindful, be demure, okay? And yeah, just make it make sense. So make it make sense for who you are. Make it make sense for the lifestyle that you're living. Make it make sense for how you want people to be affected by you. That makes a difference. Don't get on social media making gossip content, talking shit about people if you don't want people to argue with you or, get mad at you. You got to think about stuff like that. You can't just be putting it out there and then be like, oh, I didn't know that this was gonna, people are going to talk shit to you. People talk crazy to me all the time about stuff that I'd be like, why is that even affecting you? Why are you mad about that? But just have to think about that. And then when people do talk shit, not every time somebody's mad is it worth you acknowledging or arguing with them. But that's another video for another day, and I actually might make a video on how to handle criticism and how to handle negative comments. But yeah, with that being said, I think that's all I have to say today about niching down. Also, just know that even though you're doing social media and it can be fun, at some point you do have to start taking it, I wouldn't say seriously, but you do have to think about do I want this to change my life? Because if I wanted to change my life, I gotta really do my big one, and I can't just be half-assing it. Give it with all that you can give, okay? That might not look the same every day. That might not mean that you're doing it full time, but if you want certain results, you do have to put in a certain level of work. So just keep that in mind as well. And if you're just here to have fun, don't be scared to just have fun. If you're just here to post cutesy videos, do that. This is your world. Like I said, this is my little corner of the internet, so I'm gonna use it how I want to use it, and I want to use it to help people. This is my YouTube. On YouTube, I want to help people in different kinds of ways. So that's what I'm doing here. And on my other social medias with the same exact name, Kiki Littleton, my name is my brand. I don't work jobs, bitch, I am a job. That's the motto I've been living by for a long time. My name is my brand. But on my other social medias, I just pump out quick stuff, and it can be motivational, it can be inspirational, but it's a little bit all over the place. I want my YouTube, I'm trying to make it a little bit more organized, but the way that I would function in the world, I know it might be still a little scattered. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe, because my views have been getting up there, but I know it's easy to forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. I think that's all I have to talk about. Sometimes I get sidetracked, but yes, thanks for listening. If you liked the video, make sure you let me know in the comments. Just send me a little heart or something and engage with my content, and have a good day.